Now and Paul.
And now, Philadelphia's only primetime news hour, honored by the Associated Press as the best newscast in Pennsylvania, the Fox 10 o'clock News.
Good evening, I'm Joyce Evans.
And I'm Jacqueline Bolden. Here's what's happening tonight. The white of winter has finally arrived. In one day, more snow has fallen in the greater Philadelphia region than we've gotten the rest of the winter. Luckily, the snow came at such a nice, slow pace. It's caused few problems. But as the snow began building up tonight, so did some difficulties on the roadways. Jesse Gary is live in Newcastle County, Delaware, with tonight's snow story. Jesse.
Jacqueline, I'm standing in the middle of that white winter wonderland. The snow is still falling here in Newcastle County, Delaware. The flakes are smaller, but it seems to be snowing a little bit harder than earlier today. The roadways are pretty much in good shape, and that's because crews in Delaware and South Jersey and, of course, Philadelphia were out salting and sanding the roads. So major interstates like 95 will be okay. Your problems are going to come here in the suburbs on the back roads, where, as you can see, there has been quite a lot of accumulation. In the midst of all of this, there are still some people out there whose thoughts are only of summer. Inside the Pennsylvania Convention Center, people are dreaming of summer. Although there's more than a month officially left for winter, Dexter McKinney and his family are shopping for their first boat.
We're still making some final decisions, you know, some last-minute notations on the features that we're looking for.
McKinney may want to note that he and the rest of us are mired in the first appreciable snowfall this year. Heavy, wet flakes are falling across the Philadelphia region, but South Jersey and Delaware are hardest hit. Road crews began crisscrossing the tri-state area early on. Sean Mohern of the Delaware Emergency Management Agency.
Early on, the road crews were keeping up with salting and sanding, and things were pretty good, but now it's starting to deteriorate because of the heavy snow we're getting.
So far, 110 weather-related accidents reported in Delaware, and dozens more in Philadelphia and New Jersey, and it could get worse as falling temperatures freeze wet snow, according to Sergeant David Thomas.
The icing is much more treacherous. It doesn't matter if you have a four-wheel drive vehicle or if you have a front-wheel drive vehicle. It's dangerous to drive on the ice.
So far, Old Man Winter seems to be treating the region with kid gloves. Today's snowfall is no comparison to the blizzards of '96, when snow was measured in feet, not inches. Even so, officials are asking people to stay inside tonight and dream about the summer days to come.
Can't wait till the warm weather gets here so we can have some fun with the boat.
We still, of course, got to get through spring before we can get to that warm weather in summer. Please note that it is very icy out. The temperature is going to get very cold tonight. Wet snow is going to freeze up, so I don't have to tell you to be careful on that note. And stay tuned. Rob Guarino is coming up in a couple of seconds. I'll let you know what the accumulation will look like and what the day will look like tomorrow. We're live in Newcastle County, Delaware, where it is still snowing. Jesse Gary, the Fox 10 o'clock News. Back to you.
All right, Jesse, get inside. Thank you. When will it end, and what can we expect for the rest of tonight and tomorrow? Well, Rob Guarino is the man with all those answers, and he's joining us live now from outside our studio here at 4th and Market, where it's still coming down, but good, huh, Rob?
Yeah, Joyce, and I'll tell you, if you had to pick a day of the week to get a snowstorm, this would be the day because it's on the weekend. Traffic isn't as bad, and of course, it's great for the kids to get a little snowmobiling action, as well as the sleds and everything else that you do around here. All right, it looks like most of the snow will start to taper off here in the next few hours in Philadelphia. Jersey Shore, probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's get a view of the Fox traffic cam, and we'll take a look at the Ben Franklin Bridge, looking at the toll plaza. And like in Center City, as you see on that picture right there, the roads are pretty wet, a few slushy spots. PennDOT has done a great job, as well as the maintenance crews in Jersey and Delaware, keeping the main roads pretty much clear as the snow has been coming down at a moderate pace at times throughout the day. Now let's go to our first graphic and check out who won as far as the Golden Shovel Award. Who got the most snow around the area? Now, we've put many calls into some area weather services, as well as some viewers around the area, and this is what we came up with. Allentown, just a trace. The Philadelphia Airport, just over 2 inches officially. Center City, 3.5 inches. Lancaster, 4. Vineland in South Jersey, 4.5. And right now, the biggest amount we could find was in Wilmington, Delaware. They came up with 5 inches. Let's take a look at the radar screen, our next graphic, and show you. This is a Fox Doppler, and the most of the snow, again, is Philadelphia and eastward. It's hard to tell, but some of those green echoes that you see enhanced inside the blue there, that's some moderate snow. And again, that's confined to central and south Jersey, the east coast of Delaware along the beaches. For the most part, you folks north and west now are just going to probably deal with about a quarter inch or less and flurries the next few hours as things start to wind down. Looks like the sunshine does come out tomorrow. We'll have a look at the forecast for the rest of the weekend and the work week ahead when we return a little bit later in the broadcast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Rob.
Channel.
For most of the country, the western U.S., the central states, when we head to Texas, we've got a bit of rain here, and of course in the east, you've been getting the snow, and it continues to fall in some areas, although this area of low pressure is ultimately expected to move on out to sea by sometime tomorrow. But you'll run into a bit of... This Weather Scope is sponsored by your Allstate insurance agent. For home, auto, life, and business insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate.
Next on Weather Scope, a snowstorm in the mid-Atlantic state dumps more than 6 inches on some areas. We'll have the latest on the track of the storm, and it looks like another quiet week with seasonal temperatures for much of the nation. We'll tell you what you can expect in your area. These stories plus in-depth forecast and analysis on this edition of Weather Scope.
Well, the snow in the east is tapering off tonight. There will even be a few peaks of sunshine on Sunday. Hi, I'm Christina Abernathy. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Gene Rubin. After a messy weekend in parts of the mid-Atlantic, it looks like a pretty quiet week ahead for much of the country. A wet snow fell throughout the day at Harrisonburg, Virginia. 8 inches of snow. The nation's capital, East Dulles Airport, 7 inches. Philadelphia at 4. Dover, Baltimore, also 4. New York City now we're showing 1 inch, but now Central Park at least up to 2 inches. LaGuardia up to 3 inches, and the snow continues to fall. As we look at the snowfall forecast for the northeastern part of the country, here it is. A little bit of light snow could still fall, maybe less than an inch, I would say, around Dover, Delaware, but maybe another 3 or 4 inches. Wrightstown, Millville, parts of the island, especially the east end of the island, could pick up a little more than the west end right now. And then skirting the southeast part of New England there, we're talking Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, you could pick up about 3 or 4 or 5 inches of snow. The low pressure area itself is sitting off the coast now, generally moving in a east-northeasterly direction. So as it does, it'll take its moisture with it. This is not going to be a big nor'easter by any stretch of the imagination. We do have cold air in place, though, associated with this high pressure area. So that's helping to keep it all snow over all of southern New England, extreme southern New England, New York State, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, and of course into Delaware this evening. Our radar will show you what's going on. The lightest green colors, those are just a few snow flurries, no accumulations if you live under those green colors, the light greens. But the darker green shades here, in parts of New Jersey, Millville, Wrightstown, up to the Long Island area, you see the darker green? That's where some of the moderate snow is falling, an additional 1 to 3 or 4 or 5 inches, depending where you're located in this area. Cold temperatures in place, as mentioned. Now the temperature has dropped below freezing in Washington at 31 degrees, so those secondary roads, bridges, and overpasses will undoubtedly slick up, so drive cautiously along I-95, along the LEI, excuse me, just about everywhere you look, even on the satellite map. things are very, very quiet. Cloudiness in the eastern part of the country, and then as we go to the western part of the country, things start to clear up a bit. Here's Christina to tell us all about the west and how quiet it is.
And here we go.
Hey, I finally made some cold cash shoveling the snow.
Hey, Rob, how you doing? It's a beautiful night out here. Snowing, chilly, cold. Trying to keep warm, make a little money. Working my butt off. Hi, babe.
Well, today felt a little like last winter. Just a taste, just a little bit of snow when we've about tripled our snow total, for the season. Let's check out the numbers so far today. 36 degrees was the high earlier this morning. Low this morning, or this afternoon, actually, was 29, and that's where we sit now. Normal high 39 over 23. Record high 64 about 7 years ago. 11 below back in 1934. Sunrise 7:01, sunset about 5:30. Right now at the airport, 29 degrees, light snow, humidity 92%, barometer steady. Winds are north at about 15, giving us that wind chill, a little chilly out there at around 8 degrees. Now, let's recap the snow tallies here. You know, the Poconos, they can always use the snow, didn't really get it. Basically, when you got to about Allentown and northward, they had nothing but a trace and some flurries. About 2 to 4, and then a 4 to 6 general area anywhere in northern Delaware, South Jersey, through Philadelphia. Kind of the numbers conflict a little bit from the airport to what reports we've had in Center City, 3.5, 4 inches on some surfaces. The roads really didn't get it too bad on the sidewalks because it was hovering near freezing most of the day. But now that's gone. We wipe it away. We look at the temperatures right now. 27 Newark and Trenton, 28 Wilmington and Atlantic City, 27 Allentown, Wilkes-Barre checking in at 28 degrees. Here's our 4D satellite, and the bulk of the storm now is moving away, so that's the good news. But you do see a little bit of cloud cover here, and some of this now is starting to clear out off to the west, and there is some breaks in the clouds in Michigan. That's where our weather is starting to move in from tomorrow, and we'll be in pretty good shape. Radar right now pretty dry in most of the country, with the exception of our storm along the mid-Atlantic. That'll continue to move out of here, and we'll be in pretty good shape. A little closer in, we do see Doppler, Fox Doppler showing, again, the heaviest snow. Here's Philadelphia, here's New Jersey, here's Atlantic City. It's basically Wrightstown eastward over to the coast, Long Beach Island, down to Atlantic City, to Cape May, down to the Delaware beaches. A couple of more hours there for us, just a couple of more scatter flurries here in the next hour or two. About a dusting to maybe a half-inch additional to what's out there. Here's how it sets up as far as the map as we go into the work week. And this is Monday. We have this high pressure moving in, nice and dry. This storm will move across the south and will stay away from us. So by Tuesday, this one slides off to the south and we don't get any snow or rain. Wednesday, we're dry again. Cool front moves through. Another storm comes by, but again, this one should stay to the south. So most of the week will be dry, as most of the southern storms stay in that direction off to the south. Here's your forecast then for overnight tonight. Again, the flurry snow showers do come to an end, especially south and east. 27 degrees, a little breeze out of the northeast. For tomorrow, looks like sunshine by afternoon, some clouds in the morning, 38 degrees. Get the snowman going. Take along the sunglasses because there will be a lot of glare off that new fresh pack of snow. Tomorrow night, clear skies, 26 degrees, and your forecast for the Poconos is shore. Good weekend to go skiing. Tomorrow should be pretty good up there. A lot of man-made snow. Shore 37 degrees and clearing out. Extended forecast right into the work week. We go dry through most of the week. Thursday, that system off to the south may give southern Delaware a little rain-snow mixture, but that's so far away. Well, let's not worry about it. Let's enjoy the pretty sights tomorrow. Very pretty snow.
It's very beautiful.
5-day.
Yeah, it is a nice 5-day. Enjoy it.
All right, thanks, Ron.
East Coast with some of the more significant amounts since Wednesday morning here through Kansas, where over 6 inches has fallen in the south central part of the state. Then the snow moved eastward through the Ohio Valley. The mid-Atlantic states getting hit pretty hard, and now it looks like it's going to be parts of New England, southern New England, Cape Cod, that will be getting some of the snow as we head into the nighttime hours. Amounts, here are some of the more impressive amounts. Harrisonburg, Virginia, 8 inches of snow there, and many of the big cities in the Northeast affected. Philadelphia, 4 inches there. Atlantic City, 3, and New York, LaGuardia, 3 inches of snow so far. These are the amounts we're expecting as we head on through tomorrow afternoon. We're thinking that some of the heavier amounts are going to fall here through New Jersey, and again, here in southeastern New England, say along Cape Cod, where 3 to 6 inches of snow are possible. Lesser amounts in some of the outlying areas here. Nevertheless, wintry precipitation continues, and even to the south where the snow has ended, you've had some slushy conditions, some of the snow melting, and with temperatures dropping overnight, that slushy, sort of watery mix is going to refreeze on the roadways, and that could cause some icy problems. So look out for that, especially on the secondary roadways. It doesn't take much ice at all to cause some real problems out there on the roads, and look out for that because, again, you've had a bit of snow melt, and with the temperatures dropping overnight well below freezing, you will see that icy condition develop here on the roads. Where's the snow right now? Well, a little here through West Virginia and Pennsylvania, then in the eastern part of the state and on into New Jersey, and beginning to move into southern New England. This is where we see some of the more significant snow, all thanks to this area of low pressure here. Of course, we've got rain out over the Atlantic, but behind our low, to the north and west of our low, the snow continues to fall, and it looks like it's going to continue falling tonight in many of these areas. And then into tomorrow afternoon, we'll see this area of low pressure moving pretty quickly on out of the picture. It's going to move on to the northeast and be out of the U.S., out of reach of the U.S. by tomorrow afternoon. But until then, look for snow.